This is Kara and welcome to my channel. So this is my sort of simple 5-10 minute college makeup look when you literally have 2 seconds to run out the door. So I actually use this a lot. I'm currently going to be a senior in fall of 2021. So I've noticed as school has gone on, I've slowly done less and less full face of makeup and gone to more a simple routine. Because for me, I know makeup makes me feel better, it makes me feel more alive and just more confident in myself, I guess. So having even just a little bit of makeup really makes me feel better. So when I'm running around and about to go leave for class, I like to do this look or some variation of this, just so I feel a little bit better about myself, especially if I'm going to be going to a test or run off and have a presentation, or even just want to feel cute for the day. I think it's just a very simple routine that works well for me personally, that I've kind of developed over the last, year of living in a dorm and whatnot. So hopefully you like it and enjoy the rest of the tutorial. Okay, so to actually kick off this video, obviously I pulled my hair back. Depending on how quick I'm being, I don't necessarily always do this. A lot of times, especially if my hair's wet, pulling it back will completely mess it up. So it honestly just kind of depends on what my hair's doing that day, whether I just move around my hair or actually pull it back. So this sort of 10-minute makeup look for, college students or whatever it has a couple different variations here. So one is just using like a BB cream that, like mine specifically, has sunscreen in it. Another variation, and then I would put a powder foundation on top of that. Another variation is just concealer with the powder foundation on top, and another one is literally just purely the powder foundation. Now, the reason why I do this is because it just kind of depends on how long I have and honestly kind of just what mood I'm in and whether I feel like trying to deal with taking it off that night. If I have a presentation or it's the first week and I just want a little bit more coverage, I'd usually go in with the BB cream and then the powder foundation on top just to build it up a little bit. And because my skin is very oily at times, so especially walking across campus, I need that powder to set it in, which is also why I tend to use a powdered foundation rather than a full face of foundation when I'm actually at school. At home, I do a full face of foundation. When I'm at school, I'm walking a mile to class, it's hot and I'm sweaty and I need something to, mat down all the oil, and that's not gonna budge. So specifically for today, I'm probably not gonna be using the BB cream just because I don't really feel like trying to actually take that off tonight. So for today's specific look, I'll be using a concealer, just a powder foundation. I'll have just a very simple blush, highlight, little bit of optional eyeshadow to just highlight your eyes, and then mascara, setting spray if you want, go, and that's it. It just does enough to make you feel good and put together and a little more human without actually taking away time. You can do it in 2 minutes as you're about to rush out of your dorm. So without further ado, I've already done all of my skincare. For this specific one, I usually don't bother with a primer. I could use it. I just find that as far as I'm concerned, do I need it? Probably, but it looks good enough without it, especially not going heavy on the cream products, then I'm usually okay. So obviously that's also an extra optional step. It just takes more time that I don't want to deal with, essentially. So I'm going to just start off with concealer. I use the Tarte Hydro Sealer. It's good. It's not super full coverage, which is fine for me, to be honest, because, you know, I'm pretty much only using it to just conceal a little bit wherever I have a little bit of acne or my face is a little red or whatever. My face is very broken out right now. So, you know, I need a little bit. I don't go super heavy though. If I need a little more, I'll do it, but I don't like going heavy with it purely because I'm combination skin type. So I have dry and oil. And the problem is if I go too heavy on cream products, especially if I'm rushing, it's going to get cakey or move around or will bring out all the texture in my skin, and I just don't want that. But as you can see, I go pretty darn light as far as just concealer goes. I just want enough to hide stuff a little bit without being too cakey looking, and that won't take a ton of time. I'm just using a dampened beauty blender to obviously blend everything out. And I really like to blend out towards the edges. Like, it's quick. It doesn't take a lot of time, but it definitely looks more seamless if instead of just patting down, you blend out, especially when you're not doing a full face of actual foundation or you don't have BB cream or something like that under there. So I find that just doing that and really blending into the outer skin really helps to make it look better when you go to actually put the powder on top. As you can see, I stay pretty darn light, especially under my eyes since I tend to crease there. That's just what I found works best for me. So usually 2 little dots is enough. I'm not super crazy about needing to like fully cover like my dark circles. They're there. I know they're there. Do they look great? No. Do I care enough to like cake it on and try to deal with making sure that it sets? Not really. I know it's going to crease, and the lighter layers I have on there, the easier it's going to be able to fix it throughout the day. Even just using my fingers to fix it is going to end up turning out a lot better. Now, if I'm looking off to the side, I just have my mirror over here, so that's why. Okay. Now, depending on how I'm feeling that day, I'd probably go in with the second layer just to cover up a little bit more of the redness I have in certain areas. It's also very hot in my room right now since I had to turn the fan off, since it makes a bit of a clicking sound. So we're just going to blend, get rid of a little bit of the redness, while still not taking long. To be honest, the farther it gets into the semester, I tend to like drop lower and lower as far as doing makeup or doing a longer makeup. So for me, during the week, this is what I would consider a longer makeup. So I probably would skip the concealer stuff and just go straight to a powder foundation. So mine is this very cute little panda. It's just by Tony Moly. So I honestly don't think they even make this anymore, which is sad, frankly, because it's really good, surprisingly. So I'm gonna have to actually go out and get a different powder foundation, so we'll see how that goes. So I just take a bit, swirl my brush in it, and then I just pat, I bring it down my neck, kind of go over my eyes a little bit to help tamp down some oil. I go back in, powder around, bring it down, forehead. It just gives a very light coverage, but blurs and smooths out your features enough that it just makes you look that much just kind of more presentable to where you feel just a little bit better. I will go through and like build up coverage a little bit if I feel like I need it anywhere, but pretty much just that. Okay, you know, looks good. my skin tone's a bit more even out. I do still have a bit of redness in my cheeks. Unfortunately, it's just one of those things I'm not going to be able to get rid of. I am also pretty hot right now. Like I said, I had to turn my fan off. So going from there, the next thing I would actually do, and this would be, how do I want to do this? Okay, so the next thing I would actually do would be to fix my eyebrows. I actually don't do anything to my eyebrows besides just combing through them with this spoolie. I know that's basically heresy on YouTube, but I don't feel like I need it. I've never felt like I need it, so so obviously that's a step where if you need to fill in your eyebrows because they do frame your face. And if you have them filled in, it's going to make you feel that much better going forward with your makeup and with your day. Like if you need to do anything, throw on a teeny bit of powder, do your eyebrows, do your lashes. That's going to frame your face enough that you feel good and you feel prepared to take on the day. I know it does for me, but like I said, I only just comb through them. I feel like that's enough. So this is kind of an optional step, but if I have the time, what I like to do is take a matte brown, like a matte lighter-ish brown color, or even a mid-toned kind of red or orange, whatever I'm doing that day, just a slightly darker color on a fluffier brush. And I'm just going to put that straight into my crease. So I'm going to take a sort of lighter brown shade. I'm just going to pop that into my crease. I don't like going past the middle of my eye. I will bring it down a little bit into kind of like an outer V sort of shape as I'm blending it forward. And I'll blend it up and I'll blend it out. I have more hooded eyes, so blending it up for me is going to make my eye look more lifted, and you're going to be able to see that color a little bit more, and it's going to make my eye look bigger. So I'll just take a bit and then blend it up. Obviously, I will match on the other side. Blend, blend, blend. I know that this works for my eyes. Obviously, I'm gonna keep this eyeshadow pretty simple. I also did not use a primer. Normally, like I have very oily eyes, so normally I would have to use a primer. I know offhand though, if I'm literally about to rush out the door and I just want to put a little something, I'll chuck it in without. And the reason I do that is because depending on the eyeshadow you're using, even if it gets a little bit oilier, if you're doing a lighter eyeshadow, I find it's actually fairly easy to just blend it back out again if you're going to be going back to your dorm during the day. And you pick up your same eyeshadow brush, you blend it out a little bit. Even if it creased a little bit, you can just kind of fix it and move on. And I feel like it does enough, and you're not wasting, even if it's just 5 seconds, you're not wasting that extra time to try to be, going and putting it on and then waiting for it to kind of matte down a little bit, and then you're having to put on the eyeshadow, etc., etc. Now, all I'm doing here is deepening that color a little bit, and I am blending out the edges. Kind of sweeping it up, and it just gives me a little bit more of a brighter and more open eye. Move it down a little bit. Cool. And that is basically it for eyes. Simply blended. Then I'm just going to take another fluffy brush and dip into a bit of a lighter sparkly whitish color and just pop that onto the inner corner. Obviously it'll make you look a bit more awake. I really love glitter, so if I'm going to be doing something simple, even just having a little pop in the inner corner makes me feel good, so I always do that. And I'll just bring whatever's left over on the brush up onto my brow bone, like so, just to give a nice little pop. So I'll usually do that, and I basically leave that there for eyeshadow. Like, it does enough to my eyes, gives them a bit of a lift without being super heavy. I know I can fix it up during the day, and it's good. From there, I will go into mascara. Now, my generally favorite mascara is Better Than Sex by Too Faced. I do love that mascara, but you have to use a primer with it, or at least that's what I found. Otherwise, it's going to be flaking and getting all over, and it's kind of a pain to get off at night because, oh look, it holds because you put a primer on it. So what I like to do is use an eyeshadow that does not require a primer, and that is really easy to take off at night, but still gives you a decent amount of lash lift and things like that. I have one by Shaklee, which is just a like health type wellness natural company. I use a lot of their like cleaning products and stuff, but they also have a makeup line. And I like the mascara a lot, purely just because it also has like lash conditioner and like a serum in it to make your lashes grow. And I find that this is really, really easy to take off at night. You don't even necessarily have to use makeup remover if you don't want to. So all I do is I just take it and go roots to lash, pop it onto my eyelashes. And I'm not super concerned if it gets a little messy. It's pretty easy to clean off my eyelid, and I know when I'm stressed and hurrying, I can mess up a little bit. And I like it that it comes off from your skin easy enough that even if you do mess up, it's not that hard to fix, which is good. Like, I just messed up there, but that's fine. It's not the end of the world. We're just going to wipe that away. Cool. Do that. Obviously, everyone has their own variation of how they do mascara. So, I mean, I just try to go root to tip, kind of wiggle it back and forth depending. I also have a bit of a problem trying to like coat all of my lashes. I have very long lashes, so trying to get the very tippy tops can kind of be problematic when looking down and making sure, you know, I'm trying not to hit my eyelid. Again, I have those very heavy hooded eyes, so, you know. Cool. Mascara on, my eyes look a bit bigger. I look more awake, which is always a plus. Just gonna very simply wipe the mascara from under my eye and look less like a hot mess. My only con with this mascara is it takes a second to actually dry, which can kind of be a pain, but whatever. Now, basically, third to last step is I'm going to pop on just a little bit of blush. I'm actually using the Too Faced Christmas palette from 2020 because I actually really like this palette as something to bring with to school because it has that blush, it has highlighter, and it has a decent mix of colors. So it's kind of been a lifesaver as far as like being able to just open up one product and have the blush, have the highlight, and then have the range of shadows there for when I'm doing something like this or when I want to get a little bit more dolled up, do something a little heavier, but I will just pop on a little bit of blush. I don't like going further in than here, purely just because I feel that it's going to draw my face down too much. I also really like bringing it up towards my temple. I just think on me it accentuates my cheekbone and makes my face look a little bit thinner. Then I will just take a highlight brush and pop on a little bit of highlight. Okay, a lot of highlight. I really like highlight, and I like a very blinding highlight. I really like this one too because it's very, it has very much of like a gold tinge, like a gold pinky tinge, which I think looks really pretty, especially if I'm going to be wearing like gold jewelry or something. So I'll just have a bit of shine. If I'm not doing any normal eyeshadow, I'll actually take what's left over on the brush and just run it over my eyelid. I think it gives just a little extra. So I'll do that. And there. Okay, also, how cute is this like palette though? With the cute little bunny on it. Honestly, I pretty much would have bought it just for the packaging because it is so adorable, but it's a very nice palette. I like it a lot. From there, I basically just fix my eyebrows if I feel like I need it. And then I'd either pop on a lip color or, as you know, 2020 is fun, mask, so you can't even see your lips anyway, so I haven't found a need. But if I was going to be sitting, I have these Sugar Petal from, I think, the brand Fresh. They're just like a tinted lip treatment. I really like them because they're long lasting. They have just a little bit of color, which is nice if you don't want to use just like a normal lip balm. And they just give a very small just something to make it look that much better. Now, from here, I would literally just set my face, run out the door. And pretty much just leave it at that. So I would use a setting spray. This mascara does need to sit and dry though. So obviously I don't feel like I need to actually do that. But yeah, this is my simple 5-10 minute. Honestly, I can check this on in 2 minutes if I really want to when I'm about to run out the door. So this is just my simple makeup look for college students. Hope you guys liked it. Bye.